Hello, everyone, and welcome to Phillies Fastball. It's a real pleasure to be here with you today. It's both Jeff and I. Hopefully, Mike can join us momentarily. But Jeff, what a great win yesterday! I mean, what a comeback win. We were down 4-zip, and suddenly the bats woke up, and Harper looked like the MVP of 2021.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't get to stay up and watch the seventh inning last night, you probably went to bed thinking, this scheduled loss 4-0, can't win in Oracle Field, and all of a sudden, seventh inning comes around. Harper, big night, 3 RBI. Justin Crawford had a big night as well. Not the best night for Andrew Painter. We'll get into that in a bit, but you gotta like the fight in this team and the comeback. And when they get a lead in the seventh inning, as Mike said the other day, you know what's coming, and that's the best part.
Mike, welcome after the comeback win that we had against the Nationals with Crawford. I mean, this is probably one of the best games of the seasons. I mean, coming back in the way, first of all, at Oracle Park, which is the house of horrors for the Phillies historically. I mean, this was a big win, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I did stay up to the end, Jeff, by the way. I made it all the way to the end of the game and saw the big inning. There was a lot in this game that I'm not sure that everybody saw or not, but really, I thought one of the key moments in the game was JT Realmuto on the ABS on the first batter of the eighth inning with Brad Keller on the mound. I mean, who knows if that's a leadoff walk there, what ends up happening in that inning? That happened. And then obviously a big game for Bryce Harper. We've been waiting for him to kind of emerge. He had a big game last night. Painter didn't have his best stuff. That was obvious, and I think that's something that will be highlighted throughout the conversation today, was Painter not having his best stuff. But the Phillies bullpen, which is going to get Orion Kerkering back today as well, they made that announcement with Backus going down to the minors. The bullpen, which has already been pretty good, is now getting better. So a couple stories in the game last night as you see the box score up here. Phillies fastball on this Tuesday with the Phillies win last night. First time since 2014 they win Game 1 at Oracle. And, Oscar, we talked about it yesterday. They had been 6-23 in their last 29. They're now 7-23 in their last 30. But the resilient, you see that seventh inning, the 4 runs in the seventh, that was really the story. But, Jeff, you've been talking about it. Meza, Bolin, Alvarado, Keller, Duran, the bullpen, just the way they planned it.
It's these Collegeville bakery guys, like Gill. Must be a thing. Tim Mays is a big Collegeville bakery savant, so is Jeff Kerr, and those cheesesteaks must be paying off for him because he's been tremendous. I mean,
one hit. Listen to this. 1 hit in 7 innings. 1 hit.
He looks like 2023 Tim Mays, which is what I think the Phillies got when they claimed him last year from the Pirates. And I remember saying, I'm like, see, this guy used to be really good. I wonder what happened to him. It looks like whatever he's been working with Caleb Compton, but next homestand, I'll have to find out what he's been working on. I know he's been getting a couple new pitches in there, but I mean, he just looks like a completely different pitcher, or the pitcher that if you watched Toronto in 2023, you saw that.
Well, one interesting thing, guys, and Oscar, I'd like to hear from you on this because obviously, Strahm had pitched some big innings for this team the last couple of years. Matt Strahm in the regular season was an all-star a couple of years ago. They gave him away for Jonathan Bolin, and now you have Meza filling that left-handed Strahm kind of spots here and there, and then Bolin from the right side who had 2 strikeouts last night. The way they've kind of changed their bullpen in front of Duran, adding Keller, and then Alvarado probably had one of his better outings last night. They really have added depth, and now you put Kerkering in this bullpen too. Losing Strahm at first might have been an eye-opener because I don't know that people knew what Jonathan Bolin could add, but Meza and Bolin replacing really Strahm and some other parts here has made this bullpen a lot more deeper. Jordan Romano.
And Romano as well. I mean, look.
Romano's pitching well, by the way, out there in Anaheim.
Yeah, he is.
Well, as long as he has Abel playing right field and stealing 3 home runs, that's also true. Works.
Well, I wanted to see from you because you called a lot of Strahm's games over the years. When they traded Strahm away, were you concerned about how many big moments that guy has pitched in?
I mean, the reality is he did a great job for us. I mean, for what, two plus years. I mean, it's unfortunate that he had to go, but you know what? As the world turns, I mean, you got to continue moving things and moving the pieces. Bolin is a big time arm. I mean, this guy have thrown a no-hitter in the minors. This guy has thrown an immaculate inning. So this guy has the arsenal to do it. He was in the back of the Royals bullpen, but you can see the arm. I mean, the arm is there. I think what you see with a lot of these young pitchers like Painter, like Bolin, I mean, they all have big arms. I mean, of course, the pedigree of Painter significantly on top. They need to experience what they experienced yesterday. And I did like what Painter did yesterday in the fourth inning, and Topper leaving him there so he could finish that inning. That was big. I mean, and getting batters like Devers out is big time. I mean, it's big time, and it's going to help them down the road. They just need to learn how to pitch. But answering your question, I mean, both what they have done, Matza, what Maisa has done, as well as Bowler is kind of. I mean, this bullpen has been incredible. 16 innings without allowing a run. I mean, simple as that. And Maisa, 7 innings, 1 hit. He struck out 7. I mean, look. You cannot.
No earned runs, by the way, guys. No earned runs from the bullpen in their last 16 innings with 20 strikeouts.
And you know what? We've been talking about this all season, right? You know, the whole run it back thing. I'm like, well, they didn't run it back with this bullpen. I mean, just because Alvarado and look, Duran's a new acquisition. Really, if you think about it, because you got him at the deadline last year, you signed Brad Keller. That's a big sign for him. But outside of Alvarado, you trade Stromway. Outside of Alvarado, Banks, and Kerkering, everybody is pretty much new.
Well, Jeff, I'm glad you brought that up, because in my preseason prediction, I said 98 wins. And people are like, wait, what? 98? I said the bullpen is a significant upgrade over last year's bullpen. I even tweeted it out, and people were attacking me. You know, the offense is downgraded. They're getting older. I said, even if the offense takes a slim step backwards, their bullpen is taking a giant step forward, where last year – April, May, June, July, you had Romano and Kerkering and Strom closing games out. Now you've got Duran and Keller and Alvarado. Remember, he got suspended in May last year. So their bullpen in close games that they would have lost last year possibly, they're winning those games now because this bullpen is so much better than last year.
What's cool about this bullpen is they didn't, deep down, they may have cared that they didn't have a defined role, but they definitely didn't show, and it didn't bother them. They're like, hey, look, if it's our turn to pitch, we're going to go out there and pitch. Now I think they're more than content with, okay, we know what we're going to do. We know when we're coming in. Like Tim Mesa, he knows when he's coming into a game. Jonathan Bowen knows when he's coming in. Zach Pop even knows when he's coming in. But you do know, when you got a lead in the 7th inning, when they scored those 4 in the 7th, you knew what was coming. Alvarado, Keller, Duran, boom, boom, boom. And that was the ballgame.
Oscar, what did we say yesterday on Phillies Fastball? That is a blueprint for you. Get your 7th, 8th, and 9th lined up with any combination of Alvarado, Keller, and Duran.
If you got the lead, you're going to win the game. I mean, as simple as that. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. Look, we got the bullpen. We got the bullpen. I mean, when Willard's come back, hopefully he comes back at full strength Willard. I mean, this pitching staff is going to be look, they went against the Rangers, the Nationals, against the Colorado Rockies, and now the San Francisco Giants. None of them have the bullpen you have. None of them. They don't have a closer like Duran. They don't have the setup guys like Keller. Look, as you said, this is a blueprint for success and for winning. And look, Dombrowski's counting on pitching to win this year, hopefully with more timely hitting toward the back part of the year.
Well, let's look at some of the things. The bullpen was the plus. The big inning in the 7th was the plus. But again, the bottom of the order got on. Real Muto 2 hits. Crawford 2 hits. And then Harper finally came through. He had 3 hits with 3 RBI. I think he had 2 doubles in the game last night. So you got that back end of the lineup still producing. And we saw if the back end produces, giving the opportunity to the top end, can you get something done? You got a crooked number in the 5th and a crooked number in the 7th, but 3 for 16 with runners in scoring position, left 10 runners on base. Still way too many missed opportunities.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, no doubt on this team. I mean, you got to give all the credit to Justin Crawford. I know he could probably look. I think it's a newer park for him, so that's why he didn't make that play in center field. It was a tough play to make.
Yeah.
But I believe he's in Citizens Bank Park. He makes that play. But unfortunately, this is one of the most difficult outfields that are there. It's very hard to hit home runs. And look, he missed. I mean, I wouldn't say he misplayed. He played it correctly. It was just a tough play to make, and only very few outfielders could make the play. But he used his speed properly, but he didn't get to the ball. I mean, that's the bottom line. But his hitting has been stellar. He's hitting 355 now, 813 OPS. Look, we cannot ask more from this kid with his bat. I love it, the way he goes the other way, the way he even though he's hitting on the ground. Look, they're grounders, but they're grounders very well positioned, and his speeds make a difference. He's game changing.
And he's also exposing how teams just don't care about defense as much, right? They care about putting guys in positions, but he's hitting it in places where it's tough to make a play. And with his speed, he's going to make that play. I wanted to give a shout out to JT Realmuto too. 2 hits last night. I mean,
by the way, guys, JT Realmuto, 406 on base percentage for JT right now. He's hitting, he's getting on base. By the way, Crawford 394. So you got two guys at the bottom 8 and 9 spots in the order. They're getting on base almost 40% of the time. Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Bohm, those guys should be racking up RBIs hopefully this year.
Yeah, this bottom of the lineup, I mean, look, we just saw the numbers with JT. If he hits 240 with 806, you're taking that. You are taking that this season. And I mean, I know it's only 10 games, but look, by the way, 5 walks too. Like, he's doing what you need him to do. Oh, and by the way, he's also really good at catching, as we saw with the ABS. I know it's new for him, but he's really good at it.
5 for 5 he is in the ABS. And that was a big challenge in the 8th inning. Again, I don't want to discount. That was the leadoff hitter in the 8th inning. And who knows what happens if the leadoff guy gets on base there in the 8th. Brad Keller's on the mound for the Phillies. It looks like it could have gone either way. Immediately JT taps the hat because that's Devers. And if Devers gets on base, you got Ramos up next, then Lee, who ended up singling. And if Devers gets on to lead off that 8th inning, who knows how that inning goes. But I think getting that first strikeout changes the complexion of that inning big time. So JT 5-0 in those. One thing I want to ask both of you guys. Turner, 10 strikeouts. Schwarber, 17 strikeouts. They got to cut that down. We know Schwarber's going to strike out a lot, but, man, 17 already. That's a big number.
Yeah, in the middle of the game.
What, like 220? Something like that?
Yeah, in the middle of the game, I mean, Turner had an at-bat, with the opportunity to bring runners in, and he just looked awful. I mean, he was just swinging at everything, big swing. Look, Turner Turner, Schwarber, Harper, even to a certain extent, Talent Bohm, they're all streaky guys. They either get hot or they get cold. And right now, look, the other thing is Stott cannot continue in 5th. Please bring March up. I know today's we're facing a lefty. You got to make that switch, and you have to make it now. You got to lower the pressure on Stott. I think he's pushing too hard.
He did hit that ball in the 8th or 9th, right on the screws, and Lee made a nice play on that play in right field.
Yeah, he did. But the reality
But I agree with you, Oscar. Yeah. I do agree with you. They got it. Today, I would imagine Garcia's probably there with a left-handed pitcher.
I was talking with a buddy last night about this, and about when Rob changed the lineup last year. And he actually said, I looked it up, it was game 12. So maybe game 12's tomorrow. So maybe that's when he does it, or around that time.
He has to. Look, one run. Let's be clear. One of the biggest strengths of Stott is his speed, his ability to run the bases. He's not getting on base. He's putting too much pressure on himself. Look, bring him down, lower his pressure, bring March up that he's hitting much, much better, and then let's run with it. And I believe we're going to have a much stronger lineup than the one we have right now. Hoping for both Schwarber and Harper Schwarber to wake up and Harper to continue doing his magic. But
I agree with you too, Oscar. You move Stott down. Look, he's going to hit. He's going to hit 7th. He's a natural 7-8 hitter. That's fine. That's more. Okay, Brandon Marsh is still going to hit right-handed pitching. He's done this for a year now. So I agree. If you're going to make any changes, that's the 2 you flip-flop.
Yeah,
yep, that's the obvious one. And then, obviously, Robbie Ray is a lefty, Cy Young 2021. He will pitch tonight for the Giants, which I would imagine you're going to see Garcia probably move into the 5 hole here. You'll get Otto Kemp in the lineup most likely, and Edmundo Sosa. So Stott and Marsh. Now, do you put Marsh in center field again, or do we see Crawford get the chance against the lefty? Because last time they went with Marsh in center, and everybody.
I would hit Crawford. I would hit Crawford. Right now he's
and
hot.
Particularly in this outfield that is such a big outfield, you need to play Crawford. You need to leverage his speed, his ability to catch up to the ball. March is too inconsistent in center field. And look, in Citizens Bank Park, I wouldn't mind him playing center field. It's a much more straight park. This thing, it's a savannah out there. I mean, it's very, very big.
It's a house of horrors, Oscar. Just call it what it is.
It's a house of horrors.
No doubt about it. Well, we'll see what that looks like.
One thing I've learned, though, through these 10 games, and look, maybe it's because Brandon Marsh did play. We all knew Brandon Marsh, like, he's fine in center field, but this guy's a gold glove left fielder. Like, he is a legit left fielder in Major League Baseball, especially against right-hand pitching. So, for me, I would just keep Brandon Marsh in left field the entire time.
By the way, Sanchez, 0.79 ERA, of course, sparkling so far. He'll face Robbie Ray. Great pitching matchup. But Oscar got his homework assignment, and he has it up on our Phillies Fastball screen. Without Walker, the Phillies ERA is 3.42 for the starting pitchers. With Walker in there, he's got a 9.31 ERA, but Sanchez should lower that, you're hoping, tonight. This is a great spot for Sanchez. Not a great lineup, a great spot to pitch in. I would expect a sparkling night for Cristopher Sánchez.
There's Michael talking about the House of Horrors. I know Michael well.
The outfield's been pretty good this year. I don't know what he's looking at.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, and look, this is a key factor. I agree with Domi here. I mean, the X factor, Alec Bohm. I mean, this season, I'm not so much throughout the entire season, but at the end, look, neither Bohm Stott have hit well during the postseason. So, I mean, they could play a critical role.
Well, I think, guys, we all anticipate, like, the Phillies are good, hopefully, that they turn things around. And we know 1, 2, and 3. They've got 3 of the best. 7, 8, 9, they're pretty good. It's that 4, 5, 6 that they constantly have had. They don't really have anybody that profiles as a 4, 5. They got a couple guys that could hit 6, but they have to hit 4 and 5.
And that's where the Garcia effect could take into account.
Yeah, if Bohm was hitting 6 on this team, I think we all would feel much better. If Stott is hitting 7 on this team, you're feeling better. But unfortunately, they have to hit 4. I don't think Stott has to hit 5, but they're hitting 4 and 5. If they're hitting 6 and 7, this is a much different team.
I mean, can you imagine if Bo Bichette really did join? I know we've been talking about this, but can you imagine if Bo Bichette, you just slide him right into the Bohm spot. All of a sudden, Bohm's here 5th or 6th, and it just deepens the lineup.
It's a different lineup. It's a different lineup, and Garcia is a
Marsh
game
can hit
changer.
7, but do that all year. He'd be the best 7 hitter in baseball.
Absolutely 100%. But look, you know what? You have to play with the cards that have been dealt, and here's what we have. And look, what we need is Schwarber and Harper to do their part. One thing that I want to mention about Harper yesterday, going to left field with that double. Look, when Harper won the MVP in 2021, he was primarily hitting the other way because they were pitching to him away. He needs to be much more disciplined at the plate and use the entire field to be much more effective. And he's gonna do much better this year than he's been doing it the last 2 years.
Yeah, and he talked about it after the game that he likes hitting out there. He's had some good success at Oracle Park. And, Robbie Ray, though, a lefty today, so you're going to get Schwarber and Harper. They're going to have their hands full against Ray, who obviously hasn't followed up that Cy Young season. But in San Francisco, he's gotten off to a pretty good start this year, 1-1. With a 3.38 ERA, 11 strikeouts for the lefty Robbie Ray against Cristopher Sánchez. So you got a former Cy Young winner against the guy who finished number 2 in the Cy Young last year. And as the graphic says here on Phillies Fastball, 7-23 in their last 30 games at Oracle Park. They haven't taken the first game in the series since 2014. They did that last night. Now, with Cristopher Sánchez on the mound, guys, you got to feel pretty good about an opportunity to win this series.
But by the way, guys, you want to know a little trivia about that last time they won the opener at Oracle? Marlon Byrd and Cody Ashley homered in that game.
2014.
Yeah.
2014, yes. Was the last time they won Game 1. But, yeah, with Sanchez pitching tonight, this is a game that you feel like, hey, we have the upper hand on the mound. Let's find a way to win the game for Cristopher, who
Let me give you some
really
stats,
well.
Mike. I have some interesting stats here. Sanchez is 2-0 with a 1.46 ERA against the San Francisco Giants. And at Oracle Park, he's pitched in 3 games, and he has a 1.08 ERA. 1-0
really
with a
good out
1.08
there.
ERA. And
I
last
like all those numbers, Oscar.
yeah, and last year
I
he
did too.
pitched 7 innings, 7 hits, 1-run game, 8 strikeouts, and 1 base on balls. If we get that tonight, good night.
Yeah. Well,
I don't care if they're facing Robbie Ray. I'm with you there, Oscar.
As we saw that, this Giants lineup is it's not great. There's not, in Harrison Bader, our old friend, he's been struggling 132. Devers 190. Obviously, they traded for him last year, and he has not really given them the batting average that he did in Boston. He's given them some power. Chapman has been kind of steady. Arise, the top half of their order is a bunch of guys, much like the Phillies, who have had good success in their past, but you're waiting on them to kind of flip the switch in the early part of the season here.
They feel like the team, like all their stars were good somewhere else, and either A, no one wants them anymore, or B, like no one wanted to pay them what they thought they were worth.
That's certainly Crawford's situation, right?
Yep, absolutely. The other thing is Robbie Ray is 4-2 against the Phillies with a 5.20 ERA.
There you go. All right. Well, this is a opportunity.
You would think Robbie Ray would be better against this team, but he hasn't.
Yeah.
Harper has 2 home runs against him in 15 at bats, and the other one, interesting enough, Dylan Moore has a home run against him. Those are the 3 home runs the Phillies have hit against him.
He faced him a lot when he was in Seattle.
Yeah.
You know who I think actually could have 2 hits tonight? This is just gut feeling. Otto Kemp. I don't know why I think that.
He's hit him. He's 1 for 3 with a double against him.
Yeah.
He has 2 strikeouts, so just something to keep in mind. And Mundito is 0 for 3. So I think Schwarber is 1 for 8. So Harper is the one here hitting 400 against him. Otto Kemp 333, and the other one is Alec Bohm that is 4 for 11 against him with 1 RBI. So interesting game tonight. I look, the fact that we have our ace Cristopher Sánchez, makes me feel much, much better.
All right, 9:45 first pitch, Phillies and the Giants. Sanchez at right. Tomorrow, by the way, it's an afternoon game. Phillies Fastball will be back previewing Aaron Nola and Tyler Mahle, who will get the start for San Francisco. So a right-hander tomorrow, a left-hander today. We'll check out Wheeler. He'll pitch tomorrow night as well. Kerkering is back with the Phillies. Kyle Backus has been optioned to AAA. So there's some news and notes. Lineup should be coming out right around 6:30, 7 o'clock-ish after we get off the radio. And, of course, Phillies Fastball Daily. You can get it on all social media platforms. Oscar, Jeff, tomorrow. Hopefully the Phillies have already won this series with Sanchez tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow, boys.
That would be one heck of a road trip if they're able to get a win tonight.
Good stuff. We'll talk tomorrow, everybody, right here on Phillies Fastball.